Thank you. Please take a seat. Before getting started, I just want to thank our clerical staff, our buildings and grounds crew, custodial staff, security guards, and IT department for all their behind the scenes hard work putting this evening's ceremony together. I know I am biased when I refer to the high school as the big leagues, and because of this, I often try to treat the students, especially the seniors, with the level of respect and trust, realizing that they will soon be heading out to the real world. So when Student Government President Zach Palazzotto asked me if I would allow the students to participate in the latest TikTok craze, anything but a backpack day, without hesitation, I said, of course, because of the aforementioned trust I have in our students and my desire to see them have some fun after a long 2 years. It was about 7:10 a.m. that day when I saw class president Brendan Falabella drive down me past in a Barbie Jeep that I began to second guess my decision. But in true T-Bird fashion, the students were amazing and cooperative, and when asked to leave certain items in the courtyard, they did so without hesitation. That said, I was still hoping that day would end, but I was proud of the respectful way they conducted themselves during a pretty eventful day. The highlight for me at any big event, whether it be the senior breakfast, senior banquet, or last night's prom, is at the end of the night, and not because it's over, because it's amazing to stand there as all the students leave and they say thank you. Two little words that mean so much because it shows their respect and appreciation towards us. Now I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to them. Because we truly appreciate all they've represented the past 4 years. It's time to bid farewell to the class of 2022, a class that I couldn't be more proud of, a class that I was honored to be the principal of, and a class I will not soon forget. As a proud Connetquot graduate myself, I just want to say thank you for being such a tremendous group of young men and young women. Go do great things, and please reach out if you ever need anything. At this time, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the members of our high school band under the direction of Gregory Johnson and Stacy Stolberger. Would everybody please rise? Everybody please rise for the presentation of our nation's colors, presented by the Bohemia Fire Department Color Guard, and the Pledge of Allegiance, recited by Natalie Jo Pedersen. Please remain standing until the completion of our Star-Spangled Banner and the singing of our alma mater. The lyrics can be found in the back of your program, performed by our senior class under the direction of Brad Drinkwater, James Nagel, and Nicole White. Natalie, come down, I'm sorry. Honor Society President Natalie Jo Pedersen.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Natalie. Please be seated. Thank you for that beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner and our alma mater. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize our distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until the end. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Linda Adams. Board of Education Vice President, Ms. Mylan Augelis. Board of Education Trustees, Ms. Marisol Mallon, Mr. Brian Murphy, and Ms. Jacqueline Napolitano-Ferno, and former Board of Education member, Mr. Ray Carter. Assistant Superintendents, Ms. Christina Poppy, Mr. Reza Kohli-Hefar, and Mr. Robert Hauser. Assistant to the Superintendent, Mr. John Allen. High School Administrators, Mark Sidman, Joseph Modica, Brian Dolan, Kelly Unterweiser, and Mark Brodsky. Directors and Chairpersons, Ms. Louise Berger, Dr. Mary Losing, Ms. Michelle Laux, Mr. Vincent Malafronte, Ms. Lori O'Hara, Ms. Joanne Pisani, Ms. Elise Pulliam, Ms. Cheryl Sosa, and Ms. Jessica Yorni Kohler, and Ms. Lisa Farrell, Principal of Helen B. Duffield Elementary School. Please join me in welcoming to the podium Connetquot Board of Education Trustee, Ms. Marisol Mallon.
Thank you, Mr. Moran, and good evening. And what an evening it is, right, everyone? On behalf of the Board of Education, it is an honor to be with you here today. I remember vaguely 28 years ago, sitting in your seat, wondering how long the speakers were going to drone on, so I promise to keep this short. Before I continue to address the class of 2022, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and recognize the incredible staff of the Connetquot School District. You have made it possible for these future leaders to be here today. You have been teachers, counselors, friends, and role models. Thank you. To the class of 2022, today marks the beginning of the next chapter of your journey in life. For some of you, that may include going to college, a trade school, or honoring our country in the military. For others, it could mean some time off or entering the workforce. We all have different paths in life, and I encourage each of you to find your purpose and pursue it with passion. Some of you may know exactly which path you will take next, and some of you are still figuring it out. All of you should be congratulated and commended on this milestone. Whatever it is you decide to do in life, do so knowing that you are well prepared for what lies ahead of you. You have mastered reading, writing, and arithmetic, history, science, and foreign languages. You have learned the arts and music. In doing so, you have had the benefit of dedicated and experienced teachers willing to challenge you to learn, at times, more than some of you would have preferred. But this will have prepared you for some of the challenges you may face in the future. Now I would like to level set some of your expectations, and trust me on these because I speak from experience. Life is hard. You will face roadblocks. You will have setbacks, and you will fail, often. But as the famous Winston Churchill once said, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. You will also have to set goals and write them down. Studies show that people who write down their goals are 40% more likely to achieve them. The way I look at it, that's a 40% head start, so take it. Goals are important. Goals are important because they are what get you out of bed on days you might just want to take a day off. Goals keep you motivated through the bad days when everything seems to be going wrong and giving up seems like a welcome outcome. Achieving these goals will give you the motivation and determination to keep going, to keep achieving, to keep learning. And I do not doubt that you will achieve whatever you set out to do. You only fail if you stop trying. Your determination to succeed will offset any failures you face in life. I understand adversity and what it's like to face challenges. I grew up the eldest child of immigrant parents. I didn't always have everything I wanted, but my parents worked hard to provide me and my siblings with everything we needed. Motivation to succeed pushed us to never give up and to always be resilient to whatever life put before us. I leave you now with some advice that was given to me a long time ago. Do what you love. When you do what you love, hard work doesn't feel like work at all. Surround yourself with positive people. You are going to move in the direction of the people you associate with. Do not be afraid of the word no. That no just means not yet. Be kind, not only to others, but to yourself. Take risks and aim high. And as Babe Ruth said, never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Once again, to the class of 2022, thank you for allowing me the privilege of addressing you. Congratulations and the best of luck.
Thank you, Ms. Mallon. At this time, I'm honored to stand before you to announce the names of the top 25 students of the class of 2022. Mr. Lieberman and Mr. Wolf, our wonderful senior class advisors, will present these students with medals. I would like to personally give them their diplomas at this time as well. Salvatore Castellano, U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Lucas Martino, Quinnipiac University. Daniel Salazzo, Binghamton University. Cadence Vizza, Iona College. Skylar Winslow, Quinnipiac University. Manar Maybrook, Binghamton University. Madeline D. Gaetano, Wagner College. Lauren Peel, Malloy College. Ashley Spillane, University of Miami. Mia Flores, Pace University. Lainey Schmitz, Marist College. Patrick Hocker, Stony Brook University. Jonathan Rodden, SUNY Farmingdale. Madeline Barget, Lafayette College. Lindsey Johnson, SUNY New Paltz. Emily Rakowski, Sacred Heart University. Oshie Day, Binghamton University. Emily Moore, Stony Brook University. Kaylee Cummings, SUNY Cortland. Stacy Vilka, Johns Hopkins University. Natalie Jo Pedersen, University of Delaware. Angelina Carl, Loyola University. Lauren Daly, Northeastern University. Before introducing our salutatorian, I want to share with you just a sample of the accomplishments of this fine young man. He is graduating with a weighted grade point average of 103.4 and is an advanced placement scholar with distinction. Throughout high school, he was a member of the Debate Club, National Honor Society, World Language Honor Society, Tri-M Honor Society. He's a member of the Jazz Element and is a drum major for the high school marching band. He's also a youth leader at St. John the Palmacene Church in Bohemia, as well as a junior firefighter in the Bohemia Fire Department. He'll be attending Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in the fall and will be studying chemical engineering. This year's class of 2022 salutatorian, Evan Missler.
Okay. I wasn't expecting to give my speech right now, but it's all right. Okay. Quickly before I start, I want to say hello, everyone. I'd like to give a big thanks to our superintendent, Dr. Linda Adams, our high school principal, Mr. Moran, all my teachers throughout my 13 years in this school district, my parents, my sisters, my family, all of you for coming, and all of the members of the board and the administration. So thank you all, and I will get into my speech. All right. So, first off, I just wanted to say that congratulations to everyone up there. You did it. It's pretty cool. You know, we're here at the end. All the hard work for your however many years you've been in this district, if it's all 13 or you're partly new this year, it's paid off. So, congratulations to you all. And I just want to preface this by saying that early this year, I was hoping I would be number 3 so I wouldn't have to give a speech. But I would be like up there, top 3, maybe top 5, but no speech. But, here I am, so I'm making the best of it. Well, while trying to write this speech, I'll be frank with you all. I didn't know what to write about. I don't have any crazy interesting stories. I'm not some awesome athlete, or I don't have any sort of national accomplishments that are outstanding that I could talk about. I did do a lot of things, which I'll get into a little bit, but I was confused. I was like, what should I write this about? I was asking myself, why me? Why am I going to be the one to speak? Why am I writing and talking to all my classmates when I don't even really know what direction I'm going in my life? Sure, I'm going to a fancy sounding college and I'm doing a pretty difficult major, chemical engineering, but I am the salutatorian, I got all these chords, but what is that? That doesn't mean I'm any more qualified to make this speech than half of the people up here, or even most of the people up here. So it's just a big honor for me, really, to give this speech, and I thank every one of my teachers who were able to, and the administration who were able to make this happen. And I'm just truly a guy who I did well in school, so I'm up here, number 2, and I'm just gonna try to make this a great speech. And well, that was most part of my speech. So I'm already well into it. But after thinking about it, I was writing the speech. I think it was late. I was just like, okay, I got to sit down and write this speech. I was like, what can I offer to you all that a Google search or a YouTube video or a TikTok or any sort of thing couldn't? What could I do that they couldn't? Well, not much, but I have watched Kung Fu Panda a few times, and I think that's a good direction. So first things first, I know it's a cliche, but I just wanted to say you always have to be who you want to be. You have to be yourself. And like Po, the main character of Kung Fu Panda, the panda, he was an ordinary panda who wanted to become, or became, the Dragon Warrior, which is the highest honor in all of the land. Yeah, and he was just, no one thought he could do this. He just became this wonderful role of his society, and it was just outstanding. And I know that a lot of you are probably confused on why I'm talking about an animated kids movie, but I think a lot of you you need to take that with yourself. When you're going on to college, you need to understand that it's okay to be who you want to be, and no one should stop you from becoming or fulfilling that dream. Like Poe's dad, Mr. Ping, who, if you've never seen the movie, is a goose. He's his adopted father. They don't really talk about that, but he wanted him to run his noodle shop. He wanted him to run it. He didn't want him to become part of the Furious Five, but that was all Poe could think about for his entire life, to become part of the Furious Five and become a warrior and save his whole town. But he didn't listen to him. He didn't think, oh, well, my dad said I have to, run this noodle shop, so okay. He took his role as a possible warrior, and he succeeded something. He did something amazing. He actually became the Dragon Warrior, which is pretty impressive in my book. I mean, I've watched the movie, so, but but another thing I really wanted to say, another super important lesson, which is also another cliche, is just to never give up. I know, we all say that, but let's think. Who constantly told Poe that he could never become the Dragon Warrior? Everyone. His dad, the goose, himself, and everyone around him. None of them thought he could become this amazing warrior and save everyone, but he did it. He did it because he believed in himself, and you all up here, whether you're listening to me or not, you all need to believe in yourself. You all need to understand that you can do literally anything you put your mind to, which is something really important, especially today. I mean, a lot of the things that we're doing have been halted one way or another, and it's just important to realize that no matter what you do, just give it your all. And to wrap things up, I know I said it before, but you're probably all thinking, Evan, this is an animated kids movie about a martial arts wielding panda voiced by Jack Black. Why are you talking about this? Well, I I felt no need to go into a serious, deep speech. That's for college, that's for later in your life, that's for work, that's for all these things. I just wanted to give a lighthearted speech about what I truly thought could be important to you all. So I just want to end this speech with a quote from my favorite animated kung fu master, Master Oogway. May he rest in peace. He said, "You are too concerned with what was and what will be. There is a saying, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present." Thank you all, and good luck, everyone.
Finally, for our valedictorian, I wanted to share with you just a sample of the accomplishments of this amazing young woman. She's graduating with a weighted grade point average of 103.99. She's an advanced placement scholar with distinction, a National Honor Society member, a Rho Kappa Honor Society member, as well as a member of both the Math and World Language Honor Societies. She's volunteered her time with Habitat for Humanity and at Stony Brook Hospital. She digitally designs clothes for a popular avatar game, is a coding and web design intern for an international STEM camp, and is a chapter director of the Asian Passion Program, an organization that pairs English tutors fluent in Mandarin with Chinese students who want to learn English. She'll be attending MIT in the fall and will study computer science. This year, class of 2022 valedictorian is Stephanie Chen.
Okay, so my speech isn't as lighthearted as Evan's. Good evening, faculty, staff, family, friends, and the class of 2022. My name is Stephanie Chen, and it is an honor to be standing before you as the class of 2022's valedictorian. Before I begin, I'd like to thank some important people who I would not be here without. Thank you to the faculty and staff for providing us with so much guidance over the past 13 years, especially teachers who not only deepened our knowledge, but also taught us many valuable lessons when we purposely and successfully got them off track. Thank you to the custodians who have worked hard to provide us with a clean school environment. Thank you to the parents and guardians who have supported our endeavors and have shown us endless love as we've grown. Lastly, thank you to the class of 2022 for the great memories and for being so resilient amidst the period of changes. Each and every one of you today has contributed to our success. To be honest, it's quite nerve-wracking standing in front of all you today, but I'm able to because of my biggest supporters, my parents. Like many immigrants, they grew up in poor villages where they didn't have enough resources to support themselves and their families. After finishing high school, my parents moved from China to America without knowing a word in English, and with just a bag of clothes and $20 to provide a better life for my brother and I. Through hard work and perseverance, they now run a successful Chinese takeout restaurant. This success is the result of the sacrifice of comfortability and happiness. My parents still work tirelessly, 12 hours a day, 365 days a year, so my brother and I could achieve the social mobility they had dreamt about. When you grow up watching your parents 12 hours every day, you see how difficult it is, especially the toll it takes on their mental and physical health. Not only do my parents' work ethic motivate me to strive for more, but also it was the hardship itself and the fear of it that propelled me to quickly mobilize upward and out of it. My parents have been pushing me to leave this path by sharing it with me. Without my parents' bravery and courage, I would not be who I am today. I hope my parents' story motivates you to step out of your comfort zone and embrace the fear and uncertainty of failures. When there's failure, there's bound to be growth and success, as the lessons we learn will propel us to succeed. Before I go, I'd like to share a short saying my father always said to me whenever I was struggling. This too shall pass. I hope these 4 words remind you that both the good times and bad times will pass, encouraging you all to remember the good times and push through the bad times. With that being said, congratulations to the class of 2022. It's been a wonderful 4 years with you all. You should be proud of to come this far. I wish you the greatest success in the world. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. At this time, I would like to call attention to those students who have chosen to serve in the United States Armed Forces. Would the following students please stand? Tion Catterell, Marines. Marissa Edwards, Navy. Giovanni LaSala, Navy. Yoltik Salgado Rodriguez, National Guard. Gabrielle Schmidt, Air Force. Hunter Dowling, Air Force. I would like to recognize these young men and women of the class of 2022 who have chosen service over self and have joined the countless men and women of our nation's armed forces. Please join me in offering our thanks for their service and sacrifice. At this time, I am pleased to introduce to you the president of the class of 2022, Brendan Falabella. Trust me, this speech will be worth the wait.
Is there a way we could have this go more to them? Sorry, I love you guys too, but this is really about them. Okay. Good evening, faculty, staff, administration, Board of Ed, teachers, and most importantly, the class of 2022. It has been such an honor to serve as your class president for the last 4 years. This has taught me many lessons, and I couldn't have asked for a better experience. I want to start by thanking our parents for coming out tonight and always being our biggest cheerleaders in life. Without your support, we wouldn't be as far as we made it today, and the unconditional love you give us allows us to flourish and take on all that lies ahead, even if we may get on your nerves or push your buttons a little too far. Now, to address the most important people here tonight, the class of 2022. If you remember, this isn't exactly the first time we've graduated. Back in 2018, the year of Mo Bamba and sicko mode, we moved on from the trying times of middle school to a new environment here at Connetquot High School. We came here to further grow as people and achieve grand accomplishments in our education. Many of us to enter the new environment, but couldn't wait to finally be one of the big kids. Little did we know that came with acne and some pretty awkward facial hair. As we transitioned out of RMS and OBMS, our two tribes became one big extended family. Not just any family, one of those really annoying ones with kids running all over the place wearing matching Pine Ridge Dude Ranch t-shirts. Which, by the way, first and last class to go to Pine Ridge Dude Ranch. Of course, like all families, we haven't always gotten along or seen eye to eye, but at the end of the day, we know we can always count on one another. The past 4 years have been pretty unexpected. We will never forget on March 13th when one practice virtual day became 2 years of making faces under our masks and reading the board through a Chromebook or a dirty shield. For me, March 13th holds a different significance. It marks the day I lost my home to a fire. I quickly discovered that although I had lost my home, I have always had a home here at Connetquot. Without second thought, my teachers and peers rushed to my side wherever I was, providing me with crutches of both love and support. And I know that we have all formed these timeless connections with the faculty and staff of this building. They've served as our parents, therapists, life coaches, unfortunately our relationship counselors, sometimes even financial advisors, but regardless of all that, they have fostered our love for learning and have helped us onto our paths into the future. Our family has continued to grow from the time we made our first friends in elementary school, some of us even preschool, to the connections we formed within the last months of our senior year. It's important to remember that no matter where we go, whether hiking the mountains in Colorado, surfing the coasts of Florida, or bundling up because you're going to college upstate, sorry, that these people who shaped us will always be a phone call away. As we start writing the next chapter of our lives, we will be leaving behind familiar faces and those who truly know us inside and out. No longer are we hand in hand every step of the way, and we must branch out to discover what truly waits for us. However, as one of my teachers once told me, just because you close a chapter doesn't mean you can't go back and reread it as many times as you want. The last thing I want to leave you with is that life is beautiful. I want each and every one of you to embrace your challenges and successes with a big fat smile. Don't be afraid to express exactly who you are at every moment, because who you are is amazing. We all have value in this world, and I want to see all of you live your lives exactly as you've always dreamed. Don't be afraid to exist, take up your space in this world, and make a difference. Remember to always spread positivity and smile through it all. I have loved getting to know each and every one of you as we took on our last 13 years together. You have taught me to stay optimistic and to always be unapologetically myself. I hope none of you become strangers, and remember, I will always be there if you need me. Peace out, Connetquot. It's been real. Much love.
Thank you, Brendan. For our final speech this evening, please welcome to the podium the Connetquot Student Government President, Zach Palizzato.
Good evening. It is with great honor that I stand in front of the faculty, staff, administration, parents, family, and most importantly, the members of the class of 2022. Congratulations. Today marks the last time that we will ever be Connetquot High School seniors. Today marks the last time that we sit in this chapter before we enter a new one. And today marks the last time that we will ever sit on that never-ending bus line again. I've been struggling to come up with the words to convey my feelings about my high school experience, so instead I've decided to put them into a song. Please bear with me now as I sing my latest piece entitled Peace Out, Connetquot, completely a cappella. I'm just kidding, that would be really bad. Tone deaf over here. Now let me get back to the serious stuff. I'm no special person to stand up here, read you the recipe for success, tell you all how to be remarkable people. I'll leave the lecturing for our parents. We know they love to do that. The reason that I have had the opportunity to accomplish so much was because of several factors, like my support system from my mom, my dad, my sister. And the reason that I stand at this podium today is because I was elected to represent you. Above all of the support that I've had, I've been surrounded by such exemplary peers. I feel emotional and passionate about my dedication to this school that when I think, why I am the person that I am, why have I done what I have done, it is because of all of you. It's not because of drive or work ethic, but because of the skill to observe. Mrs. Chiappa once read me a poem that focused on how every person you meet leaves an imprint on you. I want to elaborate on this topic of observation through the use of specific stories about my greatest role models, the people who have left an imprint on me, the students in the class of 2022. Natalie Jo Pedersen. I sat in a room with 4 students finalizing the paperwork for senior trip back in February. A discrepancy came up in the room assignments that we were making, and I turned to Natalie and asked if she minded switching. She responded in a humble and kind tone, "Of course not. I get along with everyone." Natalie Jo Pedersen, thank you for teaching me acceptance. Yeah. Navarian Saladino. I had first period Italian with Nev for 2 years straight, and he always sat in the back of the classroom and didn't say much during our class discussions. However, as everyone jolted from their seats as the bell rang, Nev was the first one to hold the door open for every single student that walked out, even if it meant he was late for his next class. Navarian Saladino, thank you for teaching me kindness. Sophia Kaspiev. I was partnered with Sophia in 10th grade to complete our AP seminar group exam, a daunting task that required everyone to compromise and use group teamwork skills. I observed the most sophisticated, the most humble, and exemplary student that I've ever seen throughout this difficult process. Sophia Kaspiev, thank you for showing me academic excellence. Evan Venth. After I planned and organized the Paint Your Senior Parking Spot fundraiser, Evan was one of the last people to buy the spot. Actually, I think he was the last one. And on paint day, I walked through the beautiful, colorful grounds of the parking lot, and I saw Evan outlining his Barstool Sports logo. And that's when Evan came up to me and said, "You know, Zach, I wasn't going to buy a spot, but you have to get involved in this senior year stuff." Evan never failed to show his gratitude after that day through every single senior event. Evan Venth, thank you for teaching me class camaraderie. Melissa Giordano. I was tapping through Instagram stories one afternoon when I saw a piece of Melissa's artwork, and I wanted a deep dive looking at all the amazing original pieces she had done. It was when the epiphany hit me that art wasn't sitting around in your smocks in elementary school, but it was a true gift to so many. Melissa Giordano, thank you for teaching me about unique passions. Yeah. Emily Moore. It was at the neon-themed football game that we sat in this birdcage over here, and I started chanting Emily's name. And naturally, she hid behind the person in front of her, embarrassed, and annoyed at me, she rolled her eyes. And while she thinks this was my version of annoying her, it was my acknowledgement of the greatness that she embodies. Emily is truly brilliant. She has such subtle humor and the capability of changing the world. Emily Moore, thank you for showing me what a hopeful future looks like. Kevin Waters, one of my first friends back in elementary school and a very close one for many of my early years. Kevin never failed to spark up a conversation about the latest Mets game, but he also never failed to show genuine character in all that he does. As his mom taught us in religion class every single week, many of our classmates would get distracted and throw goldfish at each other under the table. But Kevin was humble and reverent the entire time. Kevin Waters, thank you for teaching me respect. Ryan Hopkins. In 7th grade, I executed a fundraiser alongside an inspiring teacher of mine, Michelle Russo. We worked endlessly on this event and raised nearly $5,000 for a young girl with an incurable skin disease. Now that the years have passed, I don't remember much from this time. However, the smile of Ryan Hopkins sitting at that Applebee's Flapjack fundraiser has stuck with me. Ryan was so happy to watch this event come to fruition, and he didn't fail to let me know how equally passionate he felt on this cause. Ryan Hopkins, thank you for being motivation. Heather Crowley. Heather and I have always been friendly, and I've recently gained a new level of admiration for her. She has shown extreme strength and courage by simply showing up to school every single day. Heather Crowley, thank you for teaching me resilience. Neighbor night, cup of friends, and quote-unquote ronk girls. These names symbolize a group of individuals that have been my core and my rock-solid backbone since the start. From splashing around at the beach club to honoring our friend group traditions, they have never failed to support me through all of our differing interests. Thank you, Neighbor Night, Cuppa, and Ronk Girls, for teaching me brother and sisterhood. Getting there, everyone. Now to my family. I always promise to strive for success and to always try my hardest. I have one request. Don't lower your expectations, because you're the reason that I'm always reaching to do better. After graduation, I will be studying engineering at UVA. And I unfortunately never had the chance to meet my grandpa Tom, who was once a phenomenal engineer. Grandpa, I'm gonna make you proud. To my family, the support that you have shown me is amazing. You've understood, you've showed compassion, and you forgave me the 74 times I overslept this school year. Now that I've given the well-deserved credit to those that have made the greatest impact on my life, I hope you have some remarkable peers in mind, students. Please look to your left, look to your right. Do it, everyone. Whether you know it or not, there's some small inadvertent way that these people around you have impacted you. If you can't recall a memory, the special thing is that you're about to make one. These people will be the ones that you graduate alongside, and I hope you take my advice. And this will be your first observation of many. My justification for always doing so much and spreading myself so thin was that I didn't want to have any regrets about leaving Connetquot. It's quite ironic that my biggest regret is never stopping for enough time to smell the roses. I am quite fortunate to say that I did stop for enough time to observe my classmates, family, and friends, ultimately learning so much from them. It's remarkable that we lived through a pandemic, we learned through a pandemic, we Quizleted our way through social studies, we photomathed through algebra, and we still managed to get on this stage today. So kudos to everyone. Yeah. Thank you to my amazing peers, all these students, to faculty for allowing my crazy, far-fetched ideas to become reality, for allowing me to lead you, and for allowing me to grow and leave my legacy. My final takeaways for everyone: use the skill of observation to become successful in all areas of your character. Never let a regret stop you from becoming better than your latest mistake. And go tear it up in the real world. Congratulations, and for one last time, thank you, and fly high, T-Birds.
Thank you, Zach. One of the greatest honors that is bestowed upon a high school principal is the responsibility of certifying to the superintendent of schools that the young men and women who will receive their diploma have met all local and New York State Department education criteria for earning a high school diploma. It is a legal certification and one I am confident in making here today. Therefore, Dr. Adams, I certify that every student who is to receive a diploma today, June 23rd, 2022, has satisfied the graduation requirements of the State Education Department and the Board of Education, and therefore is eligible to receive a Connetquot High School diploma from the Connetquot Board of Education. I am pleased and honored to present to you the class of 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Moran. Trustees of the Board of Education, I validate the principal's certification that each graduate receiving a diploma has satisfactorily completed the course of studies and requirements prescribed by the Connetquot Board of Education and the State of New York. By authority vested in me by the Connetquot Board of Education, the State Board of Regents, and the Commissioner of Education, I recommend, along with the administration and the faculty concurring, that the high school diploma be conferred upon each of the graduates who will now be presented to you on this 23rd day of June 2022. Board trustees, I proudly present to you the graduates of Connetquot High School Class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. Before we begin the next part of our ceremony, I would like to take a moment to remember two students that sadly we lost too soon. I would like to ask the family of Devon Mention to the stage to accept this honorary diploma on his behalf. Next, I would like to honor another student, Michael Frischer. His parents, Mr. and Mrs. Michael Frischer, will be accepting his honorary diploma. On behalf of the entire Connetquot community, I want to thank these families for joining us at the ceremony today, and we will always remember Michael and Devon. And now we have come to the portion of our program that our graduates have waited for so patiently, the presentation of our diplomas to the members of the class of 2022. Dr. Adams and the Board of Education trustees will now assist in awarding diplomas to our valedictorian, salutatorian, representatives of the senior class and student government, and the members of the National Honor Society, senior class advisors, Mr. Lieberman and Mr. Wolf will be calling their names.
Much better. Layla Joseph.
Brendan Falabella.
Josephine. Check. All right.
Test.
Take this one.
Okay. We're good. Mic number 3. This works, I promise. Josephine Stein.
Zach Palazzato.
Elizabeth Sauber.
Jacob Hoffman.
Tara Dean.
Brendan Jorgensen.
Samantha Ortiz.
Anthony Jackalone.
Ava Baldy.
Dominic Kaufman.
Angelina Cajavanis.
Benjamin Lilly.
Ainsley Bishop Scioli.
Dominic Ruggiero.
Carly Coletti.
Nicholas Rivera.
Paige Dreyfus.
Jack Maluzik.
Isabella Garrido.
Nicholas Esteves.
Brooke Dorkowski.
John Armenia Harding.
Ella LeBron.
Joseph McGarty.
Isabella Andreas.
Aiden Callahan.
Emily Crane.
Evan Venth.
Isabella Kerr.
Aiden Mallon.
Kay Gicconi.
Tristan Sweeney.
Sabrina Sardone.
Joseph Boutros.
Julianne Ventimiglia.
John Faramola.
Ariana Plati.
Christian Paredes.
Hannah Danowski.
James Murphy.
Abigail Moulter.
Devin Shapiro.
Liana Mastro.
John Bodock.
Hannah Steiner.
Robert Labasco Jr.
Dana Singh.
Robert Summers.
Marissa Edwards.
Liam Thomas.
Joanna Forrest.
Ethan Grandin.
Ann O'Connor.
Zachary Sapienza.
Honora Ragusa.
Donald Pace.
Julia Rendazzo.
Jack Malomo.
Emily Hocker.
Michael O'Donnell Jr.
Caitlin Garone.
Hunter Dowling.
Caitlin Lenz.
Jack Iconot.
Kimberly Cassio.
Sean Gordon.
Bridget Murphy.
William Costanza.
Jamie White.
John Fogarty.
Check. Melissa Tribbley.
Bryce LeRae.
Danielle Ropelt.
Luciano Calvosa.
Sophia Cathia.
Robert Eberly.
Lauren Murphy.
Thomas Aquilina.
Isabella N.
Dario Coluccio.
Bridget Caggiano.
Ian Hall.
Gianna Vicchione.
Kevin Howe.
Ilcia Avallo.
Christopher Boudoir.
Juliana Gonzalez.
Dylan Werder.
Angelina Rodriguez.
Joseph Tedesco.
Madison Cosgrove.
Stephen Sussman.
Samantha Vivas.
Mark Lacasio.
Catherine Iskovich.
Daniel Gabay.
Jessica Hazina.
Kevin Lynch.
Carlina S. Inacio.
Connor Bellato.
Christina Kloss.
Aiden Cologne.
Julia Mansfield.
Andrew Russo.
Ocean Gillian. Ocean Gilio.
Liam Riera Padilla.
Cassidy Cusick.
Joseph O'Brien.
Alexandra O'Connor.
Max Waite.
Ava Agrillo.
Alan Rodriguez.
Emerson Taliafer.
Nicholas Gregoric.
Isabella Hernandez.
Joseph Moulton.
Ava Eller.
Joshua Powers.
Grace Gonzalez.
Devin Conklin.
Isabel Lanis.
Patrick O'Shea.
Jessica Hendricks Donato.
Daniel Hennessy.
Layla Leone.
Scott Bastow.
Michaela de Blasi.
Brandon Ribeiro.
Jenelise Gonzalez.
Jason Hurwitz.
Fiorella Laura Garcia.
Julian Bakula.
Jennifer Palacio.
Brandon Jarva.
Isrith Arney.
Thomas Stack.
Gisela Cortez.
Jake McGee.
Micaiah Rogers.
Brian Brooks.
Chelsea Oliva.
Aiden O'Halloran.
Sanaya Watkins.
Charles Blanthorne.
Ashley Lopez Diaz.
Michael Senna.
Alexandria Gordon.
Joseph Olachea.
Renee O'Connor.
Andrew Bowl.
Mackenzie Gisler.
John Eberhart.
Jillian O'Toole.
Tyler Graziani.
Bryn Harrington.
Michael Haig.
Caitlin Kister.
Justin DiLorenzo.
Hannah Picca.
Anthony Zaxinci.
Annalise Olsen.
Matthew Giuliano.
Megan Shepard.
Joseph Danzy.
Alexa Valencisi.
Robert Keenan.
Colleen Dugan.
Eric Sharp.
Giovanna Ketty.
Ryan Waring.
Brooke Brown.
Frank Saraceno.
Maria Carter.
Jack Fleischauer.
Ingrid Van Dude.
Brian Vidal.
Jacqueline Petrelli.
Christopher Guineri.
Shannon Olivero.
Peter Savanti.
Valerie Passanante.
Joseph Fizingo.
Sierra Baldock.
Jack Haynes.
Marina Brabender.
Drew Doucette.
Ibriana James.
Kevin Waters.
Faith Figueroa.
Matthew Gomez.
Milan Moore.
Joseph Martin.
Caitlin Valeda.
Nicholas Lamontia.
Kaylee Corbin.
Giovanni Lasala.
Emma Curry.
Grayson Hill.
Kaylin Helpin.
Kevin Johnson.
Olivia Moeller.
Michael Ross.
Rhiannon Dowd.
Anthony Chimbe.
Emily Fishbein.
Daniel Bamfo.
Gabrielle Schmidt.
Michael Mileto Jr.
Rita Marie Massey.
Wilson Rosales.
Ella McNay.
Daniel Balser.
Lindsay Walsh.
Nicholas Madonna.
Nicole Ciccarelli.
Stephen Ramlochin.
Zoe O'Leary.
Tyler Caffarelli.
Sophia Abisher.
Matt Saratella.
Madison Duzak.
Giordano Giuliani.
Jaylene Millwater.
Jacob Ross.
Haley Scheider.
Sean Dean.
Savannah Katera.
Nicholas Lopalato.
Melanie Emmett.
Alec Ragaman.
Gianna LaRosa.
Shane Rogan.
Jocelyn DiStefano.
William Walker.
Queena Shee.
Kyle Evers Holmes.
Giordana Sassone.
Braden Stellwagen.
Brianna Ramos.
Colin Bizel.
Heather Crowley.
Martin Holinsky.
Karina Fitzpatrick.
Matthew Maloney.
Macy Colonna.
Brian Zucchini.
Ella Bentavegna.
It's easy. Sean Hill.
Michaela Dosher.
Navarian Saladino.
Lexi Ramundi.
Dylan Ospitali.
Adriana Messina.
Yoltik Salgado.
Kerry Spencer.
Patricio Arpi Sanchez.
Gabriella Fierst.
Severe Dillon.
Delaney O'Leary.
Kevin Johnbalot.
Rebecca Carbon.
Ethan Zhang.
Diana LaFranca.
Ameem Khan.
Heather Stein.
Alif Khan.
Kayla de Blasi.
Ryan Ioka.
Jade Freed.
Tian Cotterell.
Jessica Iaboni.
Michael Walsh.
Treja Mostyn.
Hold up. Luke Buckley.
Kathleen Nickel.
Landon Alpert.
Paige Kelly.
Dylan Zampaglione.
Heather Dent.
Louis Doritas Jr.
Sarah Hotalin.
Nicholas Tantillo.
Nicole Nylon.
Anthony Vita, sorry.
Gianna Acosella.
Connor Hurley.
Melissa Giordano.
Billy Daly.
Victoria Buck.
Wands Patel.
Emily Homayun.
Michael Velasquez.
Catherine Mazzario.
Robert Letweedis.
Hallie Kane.
Gunnar Olson.
Selena Kazmarek.
Michael Choto Rodriguez.
Crystal Somerville.
Jason Leo.
Carly Manfredonia.
Ryan Werner.
Yesenia Diabru.
Wesley Goomba.
Haley Plunkett.
Alexander Vierling.
Alexa Reamer.
Ali Amir.
Constance Cafeero.
Ray Sapansky.
Hannah Brush.
Brandon Cassidy.
Gabriela Pinero.
Zachary Gaudioso.
Emma Kate Carew.
Ryan Hopkins.
Gina Marie Menino.
George Gould V.
Grace Stonebridge.
Brandon Scherer.
Alana Scandithio.
Garrett Stoll.
Alyssa Tall.
Joseph Persico.
Claudia Grassi.
Aiden Freemer.
Bridget Morley.
Ryan Sickinger.
Fatima Muhammad.
Carter Mullins.
Caitlin Frankenberger.
Robert Froman.
Angelina Negron.
Andre Flores.
Savannah Shirano.
Robert Dougherty.
Sophia Shahada.
Roberto Mejia.
Jamie Zappoli.
Dalik Fellows.
Noel Cotinella.
Connor Rue.
Morgan Shergan.
Christian Mertens.
Emily Gianandrea.
Christian Graff.
Taylor Cotello.
Jake Steffens.
Alicia Gonzalez.
Dylan Gainey.
Rafaela Del Fuente.
Luis Passanante.
Gianna Hefner.
Michael Gillespie.
Gianna Latato.
Keep going, Mr.
Oh,
Lieberman.
sorry, that was mine. Hannah Kelly. Good. Ariana Palmenteri. Lily Harlan. Kaylin Hall. Ella Chalmers. Kira Noon. Mia Brando. Rebecca Pelaez Trejo. Stephanie Aguilar. Ava Franks. Ella Mills.
What? A little bit.
Kate Leo.
You guys wore shorts.
Morgan Cassidy.
Well, because I was wearing sunglasses. I was. Thanks, Brendan. Much appreciated.
And Samantha Wilkinson.
Nope. That's it.
At this time, the president of the senior class, Brendan Falabella, and the president of the student government, Zachary Palazzotto, will lead the class in moving of the tassels, symbolizing their passage from Connetquot High School.
To our friends
And our classmates,
We've overcome every single obstacle despite the odds being pushed against us.
We have learned resilience, persistence, and most importantly, hard work.
When most of us thought 2 weeks off school was the most exciting thing,
We learned how important it really is to be together.
whether we were partaking in our virtual classes or enjoying all of the senior traditions,
What mattered most is that we did it together, and today is the grand finale.
the day that we graduate together. Please join us in moving our tassels from
the
right,
Go ahead, grab them.
on the right side,
To
to the
the
left,
left.
symbolizing
The next chapter of our lives.
Students, I ask that you all rise. Stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the newest class of 2022.